This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. Most of you who are awake and have been awake for a long time, you're aware that the elites out there have these bunkers, actors, musicians, politicians, CEOs of corporations, people you've never heard of who pull the strings, have bunkers, literally, for these events that they create to hide out. A lot of times, if you actually research and see things going on in the Ozarks, the underground world that they've created, which people don't believe exists. There's literally a world underneath our feet. I've covered this way early on my channel. There's a world underneath our feet. Washington has the whole thing underground there to run the politicians into their bunkers. What we're hearing now is that all of these people are running to their bunkers. All these mainstream media outlets at least are reporting that. Now, do I believe that that's true? I have no idea. Probably not, because there's nothing really going on. But they're saying the super rich have adopted their bunker mentality. It says most people are stocking up on hand sanitizer, toilet paper, but the super rich have adopted more extreme measures to ward off the outbreak, including preparing their doomsday bunkers, according to reports. And again, these are things that they've had for a long time, and people aren't suspicious of anything. They think it's just some cutesy thing. Oh, they've got all this, millions of dollars invested. And it's like, where is it? Is it legal to have this underneath your feet, underground? Apparently for them it is, not us.
You are entering one of the most secret places on Earth. It's a bunker built into a hollowed-out mountain in Colorado. It's just one of the top secret shelters where 7,000 Americans will go to in the event of nuclear annihilation.
The government built more than 100 of these bunkers and relocation facilities around the country.
There's no room for families.
Wives and children not included.
The plans to get a small number of government officials out of Washington, out of major cities, and into these bunkers around the country. And it doesn't include families.
Garrett Graff is the author of the new book, Raven Rock, the U.S. government's secret plan to save itself while the rest of us die. The title comes from this place, Raven Rock Mountain, a super secret bunker in Pennsylvania where Pentagon brass will relocate in a nuclear war.
How do you get on this list? And who's on it?
Well, so the list includes your high-ranking government officials, your cabinet leaders, your congressional leadership, members of the Supreme Court, as well as, top aides, White House staff.
Some people are on the elite list by accident. The bunker at Cheyenne Mountain in Colorado has its own Subway sandwich shop.
If you just happen at the time of the apocalypse to be the person manning the cash register at the Subway, you're going to be the only fast food employee in America who survives the nuclear war.
Another bunker is buried in Virginia at a place called Mount Weather.
This is the Mount Weather facility about 60 miles west of Washington, D.C. And it looks like a typical secure government facility. It is surrounded by a chain link fence with a barbed wire at the top.
And they don't like visitors.
You can't be filming up here. Okay. I need you to move on.
For decades, another secret bunker was located beneath Greenbrier, a luxury resort in West Virginia. It's now a museum. Behind this 25-ton blast door was a shelter for 400 government officials who could live for 60 days in dorms like this one. The bunker system has been used only once, on 9/11.
On 9/11, helicopters swooped in here to the Capitol and evacuated the congressional leadership as well as officials from across Washington out into these mountain bunkers around the country.
The middle of nowhere, rural Kansas, the site of an abandoned nuclear missile silo. Armed security patrol the entrance to a doomsday bunker that's reserved for the wealthy elite, and sales are booming.
Since the election of Donald Trump, we've seen a whole new demographic of people calling in, people that didn't know we existed before.
Larry Hall is the owner of the Survival Condo Project. These 16,000-pound doors lock you inside. We're heading deep below the surface of the earth into an underground bunker like no other.
We are in a typical full-floor residential unit, and even though we are more than 100 feet underground right now, you can see that it's certainly not a claustrophobic area.
12 luxurious condos exist here with fireplaces, high-end appliances, jacuzzis, even windows. Yes, windows. High-definition TVs broadcast a live feed of the outside world right into your living room. The price tag for this 3-bedroom, 2-bath condo, $2.3 million.
Well, as the sign says, welcome to the beach.
And look at this. It's a swimming pool with a slide and waterfall. Other common areas include a movie theater, rock climbing wall, and shooting range. There's even a farm that grows all the fresh fruits and vegetables you'll need.
This can grow up to 70 different species of plants, lettuces, tomatoes, carrots.
The bunker runs on power sources like wind and diesel generators.
We have enough fuel to run these diesels for 2.5 years.
Plenty of time to ride out worldwide chaos should it ever erupt.
This is Robert Viciano, founder of a Vivos Group, a California-based firm that builds underground shelters, said his company has seen a surge in sales of such bunkers since all this stuff has gone on. In Indiana, the company has converted a Cold War bunker in a fortified refugee for 80 people. It's offering space in hundreds of bunkers in an abandoned WW2 depot in South Dakota. The concierge company said one of its members had actually converted his home into a military-style bunker and was asking his visitors to show records of their movements and contacts. In Kansas, the Survival Condo offers the well-heeled accommodations inside a 15-story, deep retired missile silo that once housed Atlas missiles and was built to withstand nuke strikes. Survival condo owner Larry Hall bought the Obsoleto silo in 2008 and converted it into a state-of-the-art residence that offers virtual windows, a gym, pool, movie theaters, shooting range, five range and 5-star supply of food and water. And they said the mission is to protect residents from a whole wide range of possible threats, everything from viral, bacterial, chemical, volcanic ash, meteors, solar flares, and civil unrest. So this is what's going on. I mean, look, whatever your take is on whether it's real or not, people go back and forth. Obviously, you've heard my take involving, 5G going up at the same time and it also being a nice little cover for it in case, there's a lot of things that do happen to people with the same symptoms cover both. And they can just come out and say that it's that so that nobody blinks or looks one way towards the 5G. Other people obviously think the whole thing is just a charade, and that's perfectly fine by me to believe that. I mean, if you think for 1 second that I'm afraid to go outside because I might get this. I mean, look, I socially distance myself from people for a reason, okay? It has nothing to do with this. It has to do with everything I talk about on my channel and the zombie nation that we live in. But whatever your take is on this, the fact that the elites even have, and we allow them to have these underground bunkers, it's really unbelievable that we allow this. People only knew what all their tax money went to. They think it goes to it goes to maintaining my roads and it goes to the public school system. Yeah, those are like your property taxes and some of your state taxes, maybe. Most of your federal, which is much higher. It goes to all of this stuff that you'll never see. They've built an underground world. Look under D.C. Look out in Virginia, out in West Virginia. Look out in the Ozarks, underneath the Denver airport. These aren't just, they call them military compounds, but they literally have malls underneath there. They have cities underneath us. And if you think that's crazy, go look it up for yourself. Especially in D.C., they have restaurants down there. Lord only knows what's underneath Disney World. The fact that we've even allowed this to occur is a joke. Do I really think anyone's running to these things? Probably not, unless they're just going to create more panic, right? So the masses see that and they're like, oh my gosh, so-and-so, Tom Cruise ran to his. Tom Cruise has one of these things. I mean, I am more PO'd by the fact that we live in a world where this is going on, where this is allowed as citizens, that we allow our government and these people to do these things with our money, which is supposed to serve us. The tax money is supposed to serve us. It doesn't. It doesn't. We're the ones who get screwed constantly. And now as they continue to push the panic and the chaos, they're going to tell everyone that, they're running here. So people get more and more worried and more and more worried and more worried as everyone self-quarantines themselves. So the New York Post is just one of many They're talking about all these companies that are making tons of money all of a sudden. One of these other shelters, they said the cheapest goes for $35,900, so $36K. They're talking about how they stocked up on supplies underground, food, water, TP. You saw the one guy, he's even got the gun range in there. I mean, this is just, it's utter ridiculousness. But these people, when they run to their bunkers, when the trumpets sound, they're not going to be able to hide. You know, we know through prophecy that when everything does go down, these people are going to run to the mountains. But guess what? They ain't going to be able to hide in the mountains. They ain't going to be able to hide in your bunkers. You will be found. You will be served swift justice on Judgment Day. Hope they know that. I want to thank everyone out there for listening to today's show. Enjoy your bunkers. Enjoy your indoor quarantine. And try to laugh if you can at the expense of some of this stuff, because I know it can wear you down. It really can. I know it can be scary, especially if you're younger and you're hearing all this stuff. Hey, look at some of the benefits. You don't got to go to school, so you don't got to get, and I don't know what they're going to do, if they're going to make you do school at home, probably, but at least you don't have to be in that prison for, 5 days a week, 8 hours a day, or whatever it is. And maybe this will help wake people up. Maybe people will start seeing through this stuff now. Because I hear a lot of people are really upset about it. There's, people are aware of the statistics. They're like, this isn't making sense. This isn't matching up the way that they're reacting. And this is all, of course, to make sure everybody gets that mass shot at the end of the day. And that's really where the pandemic comes in play. So I want to thank everyone again for listening to today's show. Be strong. Don't worry about all the noise you hear. It's just noise. God bless all of you and your families.